Hey guys, you know, you never know what you're gonna wake up to, or you're gonna hear when you're listening to something or you're watching something. Well, today as I was watching the Pro Bowl because I never get really a chance to check it out. The Pro Bowl, the NFL Pro Bowl is a game that gets played. Um, it's basically the NFL's All Star game, and it's just a fun little game, for guys to have one last you know, play at the season. Basically, it's the best of the best, going up against each other from different conferences. But the last thing I expected today when I was watching it was all of a sudden for the commentators to announce the passing of Kobe Bryant. And I'm thinking, and I heard this. I mean, legitimately, I just was like, what? Legitimately, I'm watching this. They bring that up, and I'm like, what? Really? What happened? And apparently, as you watch the news and everything, it turns out that the helicopter, his own private helicopter, crashed this morning around just before 10 Pacific time. And the news is he was going to a basketball game with his 13-year-old daughter, who unfortunately, tragically, also died, if you will, in that crash. And it is devastating to hear this kind of news. I mean, for a lot of us, it's one thing to hear something of, a celebrity or an athlete, being taken from us long before their time is is up. But to hear along the lines at the same time that not only were they taken from us, but one of their own kids, someone that had a future ahead of them, taken as well. It's hard to really digest, if you will, because it's something that you don't expect. I mean, when you think about it, you didn't, none of us expect to hear about certain individuals going. I mean, over the past few weeks, past few months, we've heard of certain baseball players and football players, college and pro, passing tragically or, because of sickness or whatever. And it hits you because, especially if you're a fan of the organization, the team, that they're on, it does hit you because you're like, oh man, now we're never going to see that guy again. It's like with the Los Angeles Angels, about a year or two ago. In that situation, it hit a lot of people, you know, and it's just, in St. Louis, I think had a situation. The Cardinals had a situation. Washington Nationals, you name it. But here's the thing about these players, and all due respect and love and I say this with all due respect and love to the families. Here's the thing. I I don't know if they had any cross media appeal because here's the one thing. That's what Kobe Bryant had. People like Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan and Larry Bird and Magic Johnson and Shaquille O'Neal, you know, Joe Montana, Barry Bonds, Charles Barkley, you name it, Wayne Gretzky, Bo Jackson, Deion Sanders, these are, and many more. These are lists, Dan Marino, just to name as much as I can. And there's many more that I'm probably not thinking about or probably know of, but not bringing up. And a lot of these players, these athletes, have cross media appeal. And what I mean by cross media appeal is they can go and you know, they can go and appear in any other spotlight, if you will. They can appear in any other, you know, area of entertainment, of sports. You know, like if Kobe wanted to, he could when Kobe wanted to, and he hung up the boots, he could have, and had his number retired, he could have easily transitioned to golf if he wanted to, and probably been good at that. I bring up Michael Jordan, I bring up MJ, if you will, Michael Jordan, and that's an example of somebody that basically, uh, could become a two-player star, but he didn't do it simultaneously. He did it separately. It's like he did his basketball, then he did baseball. You take a look at Bo Jackson and Dion, if you will. These are guys that did both simultaneously and were good at it. And Kobe's, and at the same time, they were all three of those guys were cross media stars, where they can even go and act, on television, in roles or movies. They had that kind of appeal, and Kobe Bryant had that too. He had that as well, and and the thing is, it wasn't just the fact that he could probably transition to another sport if he wanted to after he left basketball. He could have transitioned over to acting, and he's done that. He's actually done some acting, voiceovers, you name it. You know, but he also proved that he could also be someone that could work behind the scenes when it comes to entertainment. I mean, the best animated short the animated short that was based around his life, based around him as a kid chasing that dream to be a basketball star. That won an Academy Award for Best Animated Short. Not many former professional sports players, sports athletes, NBA, MLB, NFL, NHL, WNBA, you name it, MLS, whatever. Not many could say, hey, not only did I make a smooth transition into other areas of sports and entertainment, but I also won an Academy Award along the way. I mean, not even Dwayne Johnson got, and all my prayers and my heart and prayers go out to Dwayne and his family, because recently he lost his father. But not even Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, despite his successful crossover in media, was able to accomplish that, win an Academy Award. And again, my heart and prayers goes out to The Rock in his time of transitioning, this time of tragedy with his, the passing of his father. But, again, it's like, it just shows you the impact someone like Kobe Bryant has. Now, here's what really kind of upset me a little bit. Well, it didn't really upset me, but when I heard the sheriff, because they did a special report, they did a news conference. They ended ABC. Actually, the Pro Bowl was being shown. It's currently being replayed, as far as I know, on Disney XD. Yeah, Disney XD is actually replaying it. But ABC and ESPN simultaneously was showing the Pro Bowl, and they both cut off 25 seconds from it. They basically cut off the final 25 seconds, not that it really mattered, to go to the special report, to the news conference being held by the police department, the sheriff's department. And the second individual that came up to the podium, the head sheriff, I guess, basically did confirm a lot of what was going on, but basically went through that usual shtick of, we can't really give that much information. We can't, we can't release the identities until this is done and that is done. And then he basically said that we can't really believe. I don't. He did. I can't really say what he said, but he basically took a stab at TMZ by saying that we can't rely on someone like TMZ, a source like TMZ, for information. So even though everybody from ESPN, from those in the NBA, from those that were close to the situation, that know I mean, because here's the thing: the NBA does keep close tabs, even on the players that retire. They keep close tabs on them. They have connections. They have, ideas and all that. They basically they keep tabs on them. They kind of are there to help them out if they need it. And right now, this is a moment that Kobe's family is going to need help. But the point is, everybody from ESPN to CBS News to NBC News to ABC News to Fox, you name it, they all know about this. The information is out there. The NBA has talked about this, and the information is out there. They know, the NBA knows about the helicopter, the privately owned helicopter of Kobe Bryant. They know he has that. And for the fact that this sheriff, and again, I know, and look, I know they're doing their job. I know that part of the job is, hey, we can't, give out the information about the identities who were of the people who were tragically killed. We can't do that. I mean, heck, the guy in AB, heck, when they did the special report, one of the reporters at the site or in the vicinity of where the crash happened basically had to come up and apologize for what he said earlier because he thought earlier, because he had reported earlier that it was Kobe's family, Kobe's kids, but they weren't. It was just, his daughter, his 13-year-old daughter, tragically, that died alongside him. But, even they make mistakes. And, I don't know if this sheriff just isn't a fan of TMZ because he feels they're nothing but tabloids, and maybe he feels, oh, they're just, making this up to get attention. I don't know. I don't really know, but the one thing for certain, is I gotta let my dog out here for a second. One thing is for certain. Again, well, I was sorry about that, but again, one thing is for certain: if everybody outside of TMZ knows about the information, knows who one of the individuals was specifically that died on that plane, then why are you not just basically saying, yes, we can confirm that, that one of them that did pass was Kobe? Why can't you just come out and say that? Again, I know that what I was trying to say before I had to go and let my dog out there. I mean, I know not a lot of people are fans of TMZ. I can probably see that this sheriff is not a fan of them because he pretty much feels they're nothing but a glorified tabloid. And, maybe he has a point. Maybe he has a right to that. Well, he has a right to his opinion. And nothing against that. But the thing is, when you know that one of the passengers that passes is a young girl who is basically the daughter, known as the daughter of who is considered one of the greatest, if not the greatest of all time in the NBA, why would you say that? Why would you come out and say that? It's like, I mean, again, I get that nobody likes to believe TMZ. Sometimes, like I said, they believe it's just a tabloid show. Well, the same could be said for well, you know what? People could say the same for a show like Entertainment Tonight. Some could say the same for a show like Access Hollywood. But you know what? Sometimes those reports, those news, those rumors that they talk about, they turn out to be true. So the thing is, I just found it a little disrespectful that the guy I didn't want to identify. I just find it a little disrespectful that despite everybody, every source, from even the freaking NBA, the NBA themselves, the National Basketball Association, Nation, being close to Kobe and everything, and being there when he needs them, knowing about what's happened, pretty much confirming what's happened. It's like, why would you come out and make a statement like that? Why would you come out and say, "Oh well, we can't really rely on TMZ, a source like TMZ." Excuse me, TMZ. Yeah, they may have been known to, make some statements and all that, make some reports that, people might find unbelievable, and that is true. But this this is something that if you, head of the sheriff department, know that, oh, by the way, just about everybody pretty much is on to what's happened. Pretty much everybody knows what's happened who passed in that tragedy. If you pretty much know, oh, that a lot of people know about what happened, then why can't you just, like I say, confirm at least the fact that yes, it is true. One of the passengers or two of the passengers that died was Kobe and his daughter. Why can't you just say that? I mean, again, I understand they're doing their job. I get that. I get the fact that they're doing their job. But you know what? You can at least let them know that what people are fearing and suspecting and just want clarification on is indeed true. But anyway, again, I know they're just doing their job, but come on, if for most of the morning, for what is it, 3:18 now? So what? It's almost been, what, 5 hours? Five and a half hours almost that people have known about this? And you'd come and you just want to come out and say, oh, well, we can't rely on TMZ and, oh, we can't, relay the identities just yet until the coroner does its job. I get that. I get, can't release the identities of the individuals and all that until the coroner does what, their job in making sure what people are fearing and suspecting could be true. But come on, if everybody pretty much is knowing that and the news is reporting it, then why not just say it? Or at least, like I say, confirm the suspicions or the fears. Stop dragging people through trauma and all that. Because you know what? People will listen to what you say and they'll be like, well, what if he's right? What if it wasn't Kobe? What if we get a tweet from Kobe later? We're not. We're not. And that's the hard thing. You're never going to see another tweet from him. But so for someone like this individual to come out and say what they're saying, again, I understand he's doing his job, but come on, dude. You know that his wife right now is hurting inside. She has tears. She is bawling. Her heart is breaking. You know that. And for you to come out and say, well, we can't really say. Yeah, I understand you want to give her hope, but if she of all people knows the helicopter that crashed and took her husband's life and took her daughter's life, if she knows the helicopter that he used to go to that game and try to go and coach in that youth basketball game, then who are you kidding? Okay? Who are you kidding? I mean, again, I understand you're doing your job, but stop hiding the truth. And I think everybody, for once, I never thought I'd say this, I think everybody at ESPN, ABC, and all the news outlets out there, they're going to probably hear what you had to say and be like, okay, fine, we understand you got to do your job. But come on, dude. Everybody knows what happened. Stop hiding it. So anyway, I know I've gone on a little bit of tangent there, but it just kind of bothers me that when something like this happens and pretty much everybody knows of it, Did you come out in front of the world and say, oh, well, we can't rely on this source and we can't really, release the identities or anything? Look, I get the whole can't confirm the identities, gotta wait for the coroner to do its thing with the DNA and all that. I get it. I get that. But come on, dude. Come on. Be more respectful than that. That's all I ask. At least have the integrity to say yes to the people that passed with Kobe and his daughter. Have the integrity, because you know what? For you to say you can't rely on a source like TMZ, okay, I get it. But if everybody from the sports world and the entertainment world and all the news sources and news outlets that report this know about what happened and who was on board, especially the NBA and especially the wife. Come on, dude. Stop. Just stop. Just be truthful for once. Just say we can't release the other information. I mean, I guess you don't want to release the information to the others, to the coroner who does its job. Come on. Come on, dude. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. At least confirm what people are fearing and suspecting. That's all we ask. But anyway, my heart and my prayers go out to Kobe's wife and her kids and the rest of his family and friends. Smile, and I want to say this, smile and know that he and his daughter Giovanni are in a better place now. They are with the Lord. Right now they are standing in his presence as we speak. And smile knowing that they'll be looking down on you, knowing that God is going to get you through this, Jesus is going to get you through this, and he's going to make your lives better than they've ever been before. So again, my heart and prayers go out to Kobe's family, his wife, and his kids, and his friends. Thank you, Kobe, for all you did. It's surprising how quick your career was, because I remember I was just starting my senior year in high school when he started. And when he retired in 2016, that was 4 years ago. I was just 36, I believe, or becoming 36. So again, it's hard to believe how much he accomplished in that time, and it doesn't feel like that. I mean, when I look at guys like him, I look at guys like Tony Gonzalez in the NFL, and it's like, man, it doesn't feel like it's been that long, but it has. So again, my prayers go out to Kobe and his family, his wife and his kids, his friends. Kobe, thank you for all you did for the sport of the NBA. Hey, and Godspeed for you and your family, I should say, and you will be missed. Thank you, Kobe, for everything you did.